Hello everyone, my name is Ajay and welcome back to our channel. This is our second video in the playlist of ESE 2022. If you have not watched our first video on ESE GS preparation strategy, I'll share the link here. You can watch it so that you will get a complete picture. In this video, I'll share how to maximize our score by attempting more number of questions. Attempting more number of questions merely does not mean more marks. So I'll share certain things that will help you eliminate the wrong options and mark the right answer. Before starting this video, I am giving a disclaimer that this video is not a substitute for your preparation. The things that I would share in this video will only work if you have a basic idea in the subject. So I would recommend all of you to at least prepare 10 to 15 days to cover the entire GS portion. Without any delay, let's get started. All the questions that I am discussing right now are taken from the past 3 years, 2019, 20 and 21. So watch the video till the very end so that you will get a complete picture on how to attempt the paper. You can also pause the video for every question and see how you solve that particular question. So here in this question, I am taking n value as 1. So we have to compute this summation from x equal to 1 to 1. So this sigma has no value now. I'll just substitute the x value here, which is 1 by 4 into 5 equal to 1 by 20. Here if you substitute the n value in options, you will get 1 by 3 here, 2 by 3 here, and here if you get 1 by 20, and here it's 1 by 6. So this is the right option. We hardly took around 10 seconds for this particular question. So this is the second question. Here also we are just using the substitution method. Since they have already given this circle equation and z is also 1, we just have to substitute these values in the options. Since x square plus y square is 1, I'll just put 1 here. Since z is 1, I'll put z equal to 1 here. So 2 plus 1 minus 2 is equal to 1. So 1 equal to 1, this is right option. All the other options would not satisfy this particular substitution. So this is the only option that is satisfying, and this is the right answer. Guys, I'm telling again, pause the video for every question and see how you solve that particular question. Here as you can see, in the compound interest, we have to find this n value. But this case is not for annually. Here they are asking semi-annually. So we have to multiply it with 2 and divide the rate of interest by 2. So this is the ultimate equation we'll get after substituting the value. And we have to find this n value. That means 926 equals to 800 into 1.05 all power 2n. We have to find this n value, which is really hard because we are not allowed to bring calculators to the exam hall. So let's see, is there any other method available? Since the principal amount is 800, for the first 6 months, the interest would be 40 rupees. Since 80 rupees is for the interest of 1 year, for 6 months the interest would be 40 rupees. So after 6 months, the capital would be 840 rupees. So again for the next 6 months, interest would be 42 rupees because for 840 interest is 84 rupees at the rate of 10%. So for 6 months the interest would be 42 rupees. So the capital would be 882 rupees. So again for the next 6 months, the interest would be 44.1 rupee. So if you add these two, you will get around 926.1. That is the amount they are asking. So after 18 months, you are getting this capital. So the answer would be 1.5 years. Coming to the next question, we have to find the real root of this equation f of x up to 4 decimals using Newton-Raphson. This is the equation for Newton-Raphson, xn plus 1 equals to xn minus f of xn by f dash xn. But it gets really complicated if you solve by Newton-Raphson. So I have tried drawing a graph for this equation. If this is x and if this is f of x, I try to plot the graph. So when x is 0 here, f of x is 4. So when x is 0, f of x is 4. When x is minus 1, that means minus 1 plus 1 minus 3 plus 4, which comes out to be plus 1. F of x is plus 1. When x is minus 2, it would become minus 8 plus 4 plus minus 6 plus 4. That comes out to be 8 minus 8 minus 6. So when you plot the graph would come something like this. So the value of x for which f of x is 0 lies between minus 1 and minus 2. So this gets eliminated and this gets eliminated. So the confusion is between these two options. So let's assume x is minus 4 by 3. Let's assume that x is minus 4 by 3, which is nothing but minus 1.33. So if I substitute x as minus 4 by 3 in this given f of x, it would become minus 64 by 27 plus 16 by 9 minus 4 plus 4. If you see this into 3, 48 minus 64, this comes out to be a negative value. So if you plot here at x equal to minus 4 by 3, f of x is somewhere here. So this is also not the right option. So the right option is 1.29. So like this also you can solve by plotting graphs for most of the equation based questions. So remember this method. It might help you in other questions also. For this question, we have to find the angle between the hour hand and minute hand. The formula comes something like this: 11 by 2 m minus 30 h. I did not remember it exactly, but I think it is somewhat like this, where m stands for minute and h stands for hour, and this is the angle between minute and hour hands. Even if you don't remember this formula, you can answer this question if you remember how a clock looks. This is just common sense, right? So this is 3 and this is 6. If time is 3:30, it would look something like this. And this angle is definitely less than 90 degrees. Because if it is like this, then the angle would be 90 degrees. Since it would already cross 3, the angle would be definitely less than 90 degrees. So if you look at these options, this would get eliminated, this would get eliminated, and 90 is definitely not the answer. So this is the only option, 75 degrees. By this formula also you can get 11 by 2 into minutes is 30 minutes. So 30 minus 30 into h is 3. So it's 15 into 165 minus 90, which is 75 degrees. Even if you don't remember this formula, you can answer most of the clock questions just by assuming a clock. For this question, in this denominator, x minus 1 is there. So I just can't take x equal to 1. So I have taken x equal to 2. With x equal to 2, the numerator would become 3 and denominator would become 1. So a by b equal to 3 and b by a equal to 1 by 3. With b by a equal to 1 by 3, you would get y value as 1 by 2. So substitute this x and y value here, and also in the options you can substitute a and b values, and this is the only option that would satisfy the answer. So like this, by substitution you can solve many questions in mathematics and aptitude part. So even if you don't know the answer, don't just skip the question. Try to find the answer by substitution method. So for this question, when you looked at the options, there is a factorial term in every option. Then I got a hint that when you think d square by dx square of x square is 2 factorial, similarly d cube by dx cube of x cube is 3 factorial. D power 10 by dx power 10 of x power 10 is nothing but 10 factorial. So here when you see the question, the highest power of x is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So x power 10 was there. So when you differentiate it 10 times, you would get 10 factorial. Since there is a constant besides every x value, that ABCD product would also come. For this particular question, read the question. If a curve is traced out by a point moving in such a way that the product of its distances from two fixed lines at right angles to each other is constant, then what are those fixed lines are called? If you focus on this particular line, he was asking about the lines. Since he was asking about the lines, intercepts would not be answered, holes would not be answered, limits would not be answered. And also we know asymptotes is the only option which is satisfying this. So even if you don't know the answer, you can mark this. And coming to this question, this is also similar to that. The line passing through the focus and perpendicular to the directrix is called. For an ellipse, these two lines are called directrix. Even if you don't know that these are called directrix, he was also talking about focus. These two are also focal points, and the line passing through focal points is nothing but axis, and axis is also perpendicular to directrix. So you can right away mark the answer axis. Even if you are not sure about this concept, you can see the other options. Vertex is nothing but a point, but here he is asking about the line. So vertex will not be the right answer, and eccentricity is definitely not the right answer. For questions like this, where we have to rearrange the given steps, first try to read the steps that were given in the question itself. Don't go with the options in the beginning itself. You might get confused. So first read the steps that are available. So here I'll read the first step. Determine how relative importance is to be judged. Decide on the data categorization system. Rank the categories from most important to least important. See, here we are judging the relative importance, and here we are ranking. So 3 would come next to 1. 1 and 3 would be in this order. Next step would be plotting a bar graph and computing the cumulative frequency of the data categories. In this, choose an order. See, he is talking about the order. Since we have already ranked it, so this would come after 3. So after 3, 5 would come. Since we know this frequency, we can plot a bar graph. So 4 would come next to 5. To do all these, we need a system in the beginning itself, right? So 2 would come in the beginning itself. So 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, yeah, it is there. So C would be the option. If you go by the options, you might get confused sometimes. So just read the steps available and then go with the options. Coming back to another question, which of the following is not the best approach for the prevention of product liability? So for most of the questions in standards and quality and ethics, we need to know the meaning of the particular words. See here, liability is nothing but responsibility or accountability. So if a company is accountable for a product, they have to make better design, better analysis, and they have to do quality control, they have to do testing, they have to do all these things for their product to be accountable. So cost plays no role in this. So cost would be the answer. So this question is related to safety. Most of the safety questions we can directly attempt in the exam even without any preparation. So here in this question, which of the following is not included in the safety program for achieving good results during the prevention of accidents? So mark this word. During the prevention of accidents, which of the following is not included? So development of safe working conditions is definitely included, and promotion of employees' participation in safety is also included. Compensation and medical payment. Compensation and medical payment would only happen after the accident. If someone is injured in the accident, then only they would provide this compensation or even medical payment. So this would be the answer for this question. Again, this question is from safety. Human engineering approach is followed to prevent accidents by giving due consideration to physical and mental limitations of the workers by, if you look at the options, giving first aid attention in case of injury. First aid we will give after accident, not to prevent accident, so this will not be the option. Not permitting to make safety device or guard inoperative. This is a negative statement, not permitting, so this will also not be the option. Imposing too many safety rules. Look at this too many word. This is also a negative statement, so this will also not be the answer. So now come to this option, giving constant attention to how a worker is likely to react rather than how supervisor would like him to react. This is a positive statement and matching with the question. So this is the answer. So likewise, you can also look at the options and see if there is any negative word or if there is any keyword present so that you can choose the answer easily. This is a question from standards and quality. Which of the following are the general sub-areas of quality control? Obviously, offline quality control would be there. And there is no point of sales or market share in case of quality control. So 2 should not be in the answer. Now let's get into the options. Here 2 is there. Here also 2 is there. Here also 2 is there. So in this only option 2 is absent. So this would be the right answer. So for questions like this, you can always eliminate the options even if one option is not matching. So here we are talking about quality control, and sales or share market has nothing to do with quality control. So 2 should not be the answer, and 2 is not in this option. So B option is the right answer. This question is also from quality control. Which of the following steps come under 14-step plan for quality improvement? Even if you don't know the 14-step plan, just read the options. Ad hoc committee for the zero defects program seems good. Cost of quality evaluation, okay. Quantity measurement. Quantity measurement has nothing to do with quality improvement. Quantity is different and quality is different. So C should not be in the options. I mean 3 should not be in the options. Here 3 is there, here also 3 is there, here also 3 is there. So this is the right answer. Again, this question is from Standards and Quality. Which of the following departments ensure the quality of the product? So which department ensures the quality of the product? Just by looking at these 4 choices, you can guess sales would be the answer. Because sales department has nothing to do with quality. If there is a problem in packaging or if there is a problem in shipping, quality would definitely impact. Or even if there is a problem in product design, quality would definitely impact. But sales has nothing to do with quality control. So 4 should not be in the options. Here 4 is there, here 4 is there, here also 4 is there. So A option is the right option. So like this, you can eliminate most of the choices in standards and quality and ethics. So keep this thing in mind. Don't skip the questions if you have no idea. Just look at the options and try to attempt the question. Next question is from environment studies. Which one of the following regions is characterized by sensitive ecosystems, enhanced occurrence of extreme weather conditions? Look at this keyword, extreme weather conditions and natural catastrophes. If you look at the options, you can easily mark the mountain region because extreme weather conditions we will only see in the mountain regions. This question is from project management. Always search a keyword in the question. If you don't know the answer, just look at the keywords in the question. Which one of the following schedules shows the specific activities necessary to complete an activity or work package? Here the keyword is specific activity. If you are talking about a project schedule, then it's related to complete project, not related to a specific activity. Similarly, master schedule deals with the entire one. But when you talk about task schedule, it relates to a specific activity. So C would be the answer. Just focus on the keywords present in the question. It would be easy to mark the answer. In which of the following transformations there are no compositional alterations? That means if a composite is called A before transformation and if it is called B after transformation, both should be same or identical. If you look at the options, congruent basically means the same. Congruent means identical. So B would be the right option. Even if you have not studied this particular topic, if you know the meaning in English language, you could easily attempt this particular one. Let's see this question. With respect to the conduct and performance of a company, perfect competition refers to large number of small firms producing differentiated products. Would you call this a perfect competition? Let's suppose Yamaha company is there, which produces bikes, and Infosys company is there. Do you call these two a perfect competition? Because these two produce two different products. You can't compare these two. So this is not a right option. Complete freedom in economic life and absence of rivalry among firms. This is also not a right option. Many companies selling similar products with free entry. This seems good. If suppose Infosys, Wipro, TCS, all these companies work in the same domain and these three are perfect competitors. So this would make some sense. Sole producer selling a distinct product. If the company Infosys itself is selling 3 products, would there be any competition? This is not called a competition. So C would be the right answer. Consider the following statements regarding engineering ethics. It is an activity of understanding moral values. It's a positive statement. It resolves the moral issues and justifies moral judgments. This is also a positive statement. It would refer to the set of specifically moral problems and issues related to engineering. Since the question is about engineering ethics, this is also a positive statement. Since all 3 are positive, you can choose the A option. If you find any negative option in the question itself, you can avoid that. Since all three are positive, you can choose this. The basic difference between a professional and an amateur is, you might have heard this word a lot of times. So that's the reason I'm telling, if you have a good grip on English, you can easily score 10 to 15 marks more than your competitors. A professional is someone who is connected with a job that needs special training or skill. That is true. While an amateur is someone who works in multi dimensions without any specialization. That means he is not a professional. This is the right option. Whistleblowing in an organizational setup affects. Generally, whistleblowers are someone who reports corruption or any wrongdoings in a particular organization. Even if you don't know this term, just look at the options. Peer professional relationships. Yes, it would definitely impact relationship with colleagues. So this is the answer. Relationship with management. Yes, it would impact relationship with management also. Family relations. This has nothing to do with family relations, right? So only 1 and 2 are right. So even if you don't know a particular term, just look at the options. Here, this is an odd man out, so 3 would not come in the options. In which of the following projection types, the object is kept in such a way that its 3 mutual perpendicular edges make equal angles? This is a keyword here, equal angles. I have never studied drawing, so I don't know exactly what is this question talking about. But when I looked at the options, isometric is the word which I know. Isometric means equal in magnitude or equal in angles, like that. So that's the reason I have marked this option. Which of the following are the suggestive ways to reduce NOx emissions from stationary sources? Now look at the options. By reducing the peak temperature. Okay, we don't know this. Okay, leave that option. By increasing the availability of N2 for reaction with O2. If you increase the availability of N2, will the NOx emission reduce? So this is not the right option. So 2 should not be there in the options. Just go to the options. Here 2 is there, here 2 is there, here 2 is there. So this is not the right answer. This is not the right answer. This is not the right answer. So B is the right answer. Even if you are not sure about the first option, if you are able to eliminate the second option, you can guess the answer. With this, I'm ending this video. I hope you have learned something from this. If you like this content, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Even if you don't do any of these, I thank you for watching this video till now. Take care and I'll see you all in the next video.